Hello, this is Gray Hughes again. I'm back with a new video, and this time, it's an animation. Well, parts of it are an animation. This will be the walkthrough from start to finish, but this time, any parts that you don't see on surveillance footage down in the lower levels, I fill in with animation. And no, this isn't the same animation that you believe was used to trick people in the surveillance footage. In fact, that just wasn't even done. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to do the walkthrough from the start to the ending. It's only about, I think it's only about a 9-minute walk that she takes. And I've filled in a lot of the gaps with animation. Okay, like I don't have her up here because it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, the animation. All right, so let me just show you some background stuff. So this is going to be the Kanika character. Okay, I couldn't find a top, you know, that I could then put a jean jacket on. The jean jacket's more the sort of the iconic look that we're looking for when you see Kanika. Her hair isn't quite as long either. So this is the character you're going to get, all right? And just to show you sort of how I use these is in 3D Studio Max. I'll take a shot like this and I import in that character with motion already applied to it in an FBX file. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, it's right there. Let me just show you how this would work. Oh yeah, it's actually a still frame there. I forgot that I just rendered one. Now you see the movement here? This plane right here only captures the shadow. So see that shadow right there? When you render it out, it only captures the shadow. So let me see if you can see that when I hit this render button. Okay, you can't really see it right there. But now notice how her foot's on top of here, and it just isn't really working because it's a flat image that she's on. Okay, but I actually, in Photoshop, I made a matte, okay, by using the, you know, if I get rid of this image, put the real full image right here, I cut this part out, made it in 2 sections. Okay, which only looks like this. So when she's walking, it actually looks like she's coming from behind there. Okay, so you'll see that when I present the animated parts. You'll notice that when she goes behind something, it looks like she's going behind it because I use that technique right there. Okay, so let's just get started on the actual walkthrough. All right, so here we are, room 926. Okay, Shamaya and Monifa probably just left her out in the hall here. They perhaps even pressed the down button, then realized when Kanika said, "Oh, I don't have my key or the phone," they went back in just for a second. But this elevator would have arrived very quickly because there's 5 elevators, and you're at a time of night where the closest elevator will just show up because there's nobody else even riding the elevators. Very few people. All right. So she gets on this elevator right here, that particular one, and hits LL instead of L. She never was in the lobby. Okay, I think when people say lobby, they might have meant like this area, but definitely she was never in the lobby downstairs. She went to the LL straight from here. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to play this at normal speed here. So, as we showed a million times, she comes out right here. I didn't do any enhancing of the videos this time. This is exactly what it looks like. I just blew it up a little bit on the screen, but kept the correct aspect ratio. Okay. So if you notice, she just appeared right there. That's because there's a buffer and she didn't set off the motion sensors from way back there. And right when you saw that red box the first time, which is right now, if you count back about 8 seconds, that's exactly right, 9 seconds. That's when she showed up right there. Okay. So she hasn't even set off the motion sensor yet, but they have a pre-recording and post-recording called a buffer. Yeah, so she's really staggering. I was able to find some animations on there's Adobe Fuse, and you can go to Mixamo, that really have a very similar drunk, that's what they call it, drunk walk. I know she's intoxicated, but some of these exact movements are actually in the animation selection. So when we get to that point, you'll see that, yeah, wow, it does she moves similarly. But see right there, you see how Kanika's looking in, pushing on other doors. Her pants were coming down a little bit. Her top, she had to put it back on. Kind of explains why she looked the way she did down up in the cooler, freezer. See, like right here, she's walking, and she's just really disoriented. But right there, she kind of pulls up her pants right there, and you can see that her top almost comes off a few different times. But she walks right by right there, and I think this is a part I could have filled in a little bit, but I didn't like the way they filmed it, and it just looked more confusing. So she walked through double doors, and then another set of double doors, just a straight walk, and then she ends up in the lower level kitchen. All right. And I actually saw a video today on how they set up these motion sensors. They just draw a little box on the screen and with another window basically, and you can just you can put it anywhere you want, and you can set the sensitivity and so forth of the little box that you draw. And so that might explain why sometimes the boxes go off, because they're too sensitive. See right there, she walks by, and now we're about ready to get into some animation here. This will help you guys picture what's going on. See, her head went by right there. Now watch. She actually comes out the side door right here. All right, so let's see, that's some of that drunk animation. But look at, she goes right towards these double doors right here, and through those double doors is right there. That's the stairs that she fell over back there. Okay, so she walks by. Now we're going to switch back over to surveillance. Okay, so obviously they don't look exactly the same or really even that close, but it's a representation of Kanika. All right. So I don't even think she noticed those stairs right there. She was just kind of looking at that door. Maybe she's even trying to read that sign right there. And, looks like her top almost fell off right there. Right now she goes back to where the drinking fountain is. I don't know if she got a drink of water. She certainly could have, though. And she comes back out, goes into the men's bathroom. Now after 8 seconds, you'll notice that it'll skip, 29 seconds, I think. So let's see, 58, 59. Yeah, so it went 59 all the way to 28. So she was in there for 28 seconds plus 8, which is 37 seconds. And then plus another 8, I think. So she was in that men's bathroom for almost like 40 seconds. All right, then she comes back around, goes to the drinking fountain. Okay, now we're going to do some more animation coming up here. The rest of this is almost all animation. As a matter of fact, it is animation until the upper kitchen. All right, now she walks by, and she's going to go back through those same double doors, which are coming up right now. Okay, so here's those double doors. She goes back through, and this is that long hallway. I actually have her going pretty slow, okay, because I'm trying to prove a point to Mike Mecca, who always thinks, oh, there's no way she could walk that far in a minute. Well, you can go back or a minute and 20, as a matter of fact. But look, I have her going really pretty slow, okay? So she turns over by the dumpster, heads right towards the stairs. But actually, I'm going to pause it right here just for a second. This surveillance camera right here was not working, okay? And now she's going to head towards that door, goes inside the stairway, and then she's going to go up. Now, I couldn't find a drunk animation of going upstairs, okay? So add 10 or 15 seconds to that. So she gets to the top of the stairs, walks by, she's really intoxicated, and then she goes through that door that you could see, and then she goes right through this one, comes into here, and then she walks by the surveillance camera in this room that was working. And she goes all the way back, goes into the cooler first. I think she goes past it, then comes back, goes into the cooler, and then into the freezer. Okay, so let's see. There was another part I was going to tell you about. Right here, there's a surveillance camera. And see how that one's on? Now, they fixed one of the cameras, for sure. I read that in the narrative, that one of them was fixed. And I'm thinking that maybe this was one of the ones they fixed before they did these, this walkthrough video. Okay, so let's play the part all the way from the animations again, okay? So here's, you see her, let's just start with kitchen 2. All right, so she walks by kitchen 2, which is really close to this kitchen. It's just right over to the left over there. I don't know what it looks like back there, though. Then you just saw her head right there. Now she ducks out this side right here. All right, and then she's going to head out another set of double doors that are different from there's a hall right here to the left that you could actually do a shortcut back to those same double doors that went into the kitchen the first time. Okay, so she comes into here, and then I'm going to skip over all this part again, and then get back to about right here. Okay, so she's now going to leave this area again. All right, so she goes through those double doors. And if you notice that these shadows are on the ground, that's because of that shadow catcher plane that I was showing you about. It just makes the person seem more like they're in the scene, but you can definitely tell it's not a real person, All right, then right there goes around the corner, then heads right towards the stairs. I use a different shot where the door was already open. And then she goes up these stairs. You can even add 10 seconds to that if you want, maybe 15. She makes it up to the top. And, little dramatic animation right there. But anyway, she goes through those doors, the first double doors. And then she makes it into the kitchen right here. And then this picks up by the real surveillance footage right here. Okay. Now, one thing that I'm going to show is, let's get the time here. Okay. So here's right when she's coming back out those double doors. So on surveillance, you see her right there. So right when she comes back out the double doors, let's just do a timing here. We are looking at, I can see it on my screen, you can't see it, but 6:49:16. All right. So she's right here at 7:47:09. So it's 58 seconds. Okay. And I think I was really generous on that walk. Had her walking really slow. Now add 20, add yourself 22 seconds and you'll see that, maybe she slowed down a little bit, looked at a couple things. But that's how long it took her to get from, if you go back to the surveillance. So right here, 3:31:11, and then you see her show up here at 3:32:42. So that's actually a minute 30. Okay, now my animation fill area here only took 59 seconds, and I think that was really, not to bore you to death with the animation, but I'll just play that part again. Okay, I don't think this was like, oh wow, you had her going too quick. I mean, she's really laboringly slow. She actually walks quicker than this in the that previous area, the lower level bathrooms. Okay, so she goes down at the end of this hall, turns left by the dumpster, right there, and then goes right to the stairs, let's say. Maybe right here is where she kind of looked around, paused, and she goes in there, and then up these stairs, right? So maybe this is where it took a little bit longer. Add 15 seconds there. Okay, she walks over here, and then right here, she goes through these double doors, and those double doors lead to this area. Okay, goes in here, and then it's picked up by surveillance again. All right. So I hope that helps a lot of you out there. I think this should clear up everything in terms of, this is the route that law enforcement thinks that Kenneka took. Okay. Now, someone like Mike Mecca, he thinks that she went over there, pressed a button, and got on there. I don't even think she would even know that was an elevator, because it's got horizontal doors. Okay, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, she'd have to wait. You don't even know if it's right there. She'd have to know how to use it. Because some of these are the ones where when you get inside, there's a rope that you pull and it shuts it, and then you hit a button and you go up. I don't know if that's what these ones are, but yeah, I think that she went up the stairs just like law enforcement says she did. Okay, now what's one of the things that's a little bit interesting is, see, there's an exit sign up there that was outside the previous door. So you kind of wonder if that's what she was looking at, See, right, I guess it's right there. So if you were, this exit sign's on the inside, so she wouldn't have been seeing that. So strike that. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so it's on the inside. So if you were inside here, you'd see exit, and then you can actually leave the building by going out that door right there. That's the employee entrance and exit right there. So, all right. Well, I rambled on long enough right there, and I hope you guys appreciate this video. Took me a long time to make it, but I think it should clearly show you the path that law enforcement believes she took, and it makes sense. And I will talk to you later.